Haunted House. Fairville was a small town. It was not crowded. Everyone knew each other. People felt safe in Fairville because they were like a big family. There were several children in Fairville. They were always together. The older children used to go to the cinema or have parties. The younger children used to play games. The parents were very happy because they didn't have to worry about their children. The people in Fairville were honest and friendly. The children were free and happy. Life in Fairville was easy. Small towns have a lot of things in common. Great nature, sincere relationships, narrow roads, and deserted houses. Fairville had all of these. We will not talk about nature or relationships. We will not talk about narrow roads either. We will talk about the deserted house. It was an old house. Actually, it was a very old house. It was black and scary. Its windows were broken. Its doors were covered with cobwebs. It had a big garden, but there were no flowers or trees in it. There were many legends about this house. All these legends had similar words: ghosts, strange voices, screams, and dark powers. Some people were really afraid of that house, and they called it the Haunted House. Some people were not afraid of the house, and they simply called it the Deserted House. The children of the town used to tell stories about that house. "There is a ghost family in that house," said Kirk. "Sometimes I hear a lullaby," says Lillian. "Stop it, I'm scared," shouted Rolf. "Calm down. It's just an old empty house. Don't believe these stories," said Robin. Robin, Ralph, Kirk, and Lillian. These 4 children were very close friends. They were always together, and they always talked about the house. Every day they passed by the house. Every day they saw the broken windows. One day they made a plan. They decided to investigate the house. It was 6 in the evening, and they were at the park. "Let's meet in front of the house early in the morning," said Lillian. "Yes, we should meet very early. We should enter the house before the town is awake," said Kirk. "Let's not do that. I'm scared. I prefer watching a horror film to going in there," said Ralph. He was reluctant. "Don't be scared, Ralph. I think we should go in there. The house is not haunted. It is just an old empty house. You will see it with your own eyes," said Robin. Finally, it was 6 in the morning. The four children were in front of the house. Finally, it was 6 in the morning. The four children were in front of the house. They were really shocked. They couldn't believe their eyes. Was it real, or was it a dream? The windows were not broken. They were new. There were curtains on them. The curtains were black. They were very thick. The door was new too. It was very big. There were several locks on it. There were footprints in the garden. They were fresh. "What's going on here?" asked Kirk. "I think we have a new family here," said Ralph. "A new ghost family?" asked Lillian. "Don't be ridiculous. Ghosts don't need new doors or new windows. They don't have footprints. They don't use thick black curtains," said Robin. "Let's look at these footprints. Maybe we can learn something about the visitors," said Kirk. The four children entered the garden. They looked at the footprints closely. There were two different footprints. One of them was big. It probably belonged to a man. The other one was smaller. The man had a child with him. The children were very excited. They sat on the ground. "We are like detectives," said Robin. "No, you are not," shouted an angry voice. The children were scared to death. The voice belonged to a man. "You are just some naughty children. Go away and never come back here," shouted the man again. The children looked at the man, but they couldn't see him clearly. He was very tall and slim. He was all in black. His jacket, trousers, shoes, and gloves were black. He had a big black hat. The hat covered his face. He looked mysterious and dangerous. The children ran like the wind. They stopped at the park. They were out of breath. "Who is that man?" asked Kirk. "He looks so weird," said Lillian. "I'm so scared. I think he is a bad guy," said Ralph. "You are right. At least he is not a ghost." "That's a relief," said Robin. "What will we do now? Who is he? Who is with him? What are they doing here?" asked Lillian. "Why was he so nervous? What's wrong with him?" asked Kirk. "Hey, calm down. We will answer all these questions. I have an idea," said Robin. Then she added, "We will hide in the bush near the house and watch them every day." The four children decided to meet in front of the house at 9 in the evening. They all had different scenarios in their minds. Maybe he was a thief or a murderer. Maybe there were some bad guys after him. The children were not sure. They knew only one thing for sure. He was evil. They met near the house at 9. They hid in the bushes and watched the house. The black curtain was open. Suddenly, the man appeared on the window. He had a pot in his hand. He put it in front of the window. The children could see the water vapour coming out of the pot. The children were very scared. They waited there for a while. The man disappeared, but the pot was still there. They started to run. They stopped at the park again and talked. "What do you think? What is in the pot?" asked Ralph. "I'm sure it is a very bad thing," said Lillian. "Maybe he's making an evil experiment," guessed Kirk. "Or maybe he is preparing a poison. Oh my God," said Ralph. "Calm down. Maybe he is just having dinner," suggested Robin. "Dinner? At this time? He is not a normal person, Robin. I'm sure he has some evil powers," said Kirk. "Like a witch?" asked Ralph. He trembled with fear. "Who knows?" said Lillian. She was calmer than the others. The children went home. They had nightmares that night. The people of the town were aware of the strange visitors now. Everyone had an idea. "We should meet them. We should welcome them. Who are they? They are new here. Maybe they need help." Yes, everyone had an idea, but no one had the courage. The second night came. The children met at the same place at the same time. They started watching the house. The curtain was open again. "It is really strange. The curtains are closed during the day. They are open during the night," said Robin. "They close the curtains in the daytime, and the house is not well lit in the night time. There's only a dim light," added Lillian. "It is because the man is hiding something," said Ralph. Then the man appeared again. He looked like a shadow, a big black shadow. There was something in his arms. The children couldn't see it at first. When they saw it, they all screamed and ran. There was a body in his arms. The body was small and it looked like a dead body. "Run! Run! Run! He will come for us!" The children screamed and ran. They were very scared. They stopped at the park and talked. "What was that? What do you think?" asked Lillian. "I think it was a dead body," said Kirk. Suddenly, the electricity went off with a scary lightning. The town was very dark. It started to rain, and the children were more scared. "What will we do now?" asked Ralph. "I think we should go to the police," said Robin. "Yes, we should," agreed her friends. They decided to go to the police in the morning. The children started to walk slowly. It was very dark. The only light was the lightning. It was scary, but it helped the children see their way. "The nearest house is ours. Let's go there. Let's tell my parents everything," said Robin. "That's a good idea," said Lillian. A flash of lightning. The children saw the small bridge in the park. Another flash of lightning. The children saw the gate of the park. Then another flash of lightning. The children saw a man. They screamed and ran. But the man caught Ralph by his neck. "Hey, listen to me. Come back here," shouted the man. "Don't leave me here, please," cried Ralph. Lillian, Kirk and Robin ran back to the man. They were scared and Lillian, Kirk and Robin ran back to the man. They were scared and curious. "Let him go," shouted Kirk. "Don't kill him, please," shouted Lillian. She was in tears. "Kill him? Why would I kill him?" "I'm not a murderer," said the man. He was really shocked. "Why are you following me? Why are you watching my house?" he asked. "Because you are a bad man," shouted the children. "A bad man? How do you know that?" asked the man. "We saw the pot in the window. You shouted at us in your garden. You never open the curtains in the daytime. You always wear black. Bad men wear black. We saw a dead body in your arms." The man listened to them patiently. Then he smiled. Yes, he smiled. "You are very imaginative. Do you want to know the real story?" asked the man. "Yes," shouted the children. "Then come to my place. I will show you the house," said the man. "Why should we trust you?" asked Robin. "You are right, my little girl. You shouldn't go to a stranger's house. I will go first. Come to my garden and look at the window. I will show you something," said the man. Then he left. The children were confused. They didn't know what to do. "I don't trust him," said Ralph. "We won't enter the house. We will just watch the house. It is not dangerous," said Robin. She really wanted to learn the real story. "I agree with Robin. We did it last night. We were there a while ago," said Lillian. Kirk wanted to go too. So they decided to go. They were very excited. They were about to learn the truth. The children went to the garden and started to watch the house again. After a while, the man appeared on the window. "Are you there?" he shouted. "Yes, we are." "Yes, we are here," said Ralph. "What will you show us?" asked Robin. The man disappeared again. He came back a few minutes later. There was a boy with him. "This is my son." The boy smiled at them. He was very thin and pale. Actually, he was very, very pale. He was like a star in the darkness. "It is very late. Go home now. Come here early in the morning. We will have breakfast together." "Ask your parents first," said the man. "Okay. See you tomorrow," said the children. They started to walk home. "I don't understand anything. He has a son. Does it make him a good man?" said Robin. "We will see tomorrow," said Kirk. "We will learn the real story at breakfast, I guess," said Lillian. "He didn't look scary or dangerous when he was with his child. Do you think so?" asked Ralph. "It is interesting, isn't it?" "His voice was very warm and affectionate," said Lillian. They went home and slept. The four friends met early in the morning. They were very excited and impatient. They really wanted to meet the mysterious family. They knocked the door and waited. The man opened the door. There was a big smile on his face. "Good morning," he said. "Welcome to our house." The children entered the house. The thick black curtains were closed. It was dark in the house. They followed the man to the dining room. There was a big table in the middle of the room. Cheese, eggs, milk, olives. It was not just a breakfast. It was a feast. "Welcome," said a voice. It was very calm and shy. The children saw the boy. He was extremely thin and pale. Actually, he was not just pale, he was almost white. "My name is Derek," said the boy. He was the same age as the children. He was very friendly. The children introduced themselves. There was a curious look in their eyes. "I know the reason for that look," said Derek. "I always see it in people's eyes." "Sorry, we didn't mean to hurt you," said Robin. "Don't worry. I know I am different. This is an illness. Its name is albino. It's very rare," said Derek. Then Derek's father, Sean, came and talked to them. "That's why we use thick black curtains." Derek talked about his illness. The sun is very dangerous for albinos. I cannot go out in the daytime. That's why we close the curtains during the daytime. We open them at night because I want to see the sky and stars." "We are sorry to hear that," said Lillian. "Derek likes eating dinner after the sunset. We set the table near the window. He watches the sky and eats his dinner. He cannot see the sky in the daytime. He likes watching it at night. He generally falls asleep near the window. I carry him to his bed every night," said Sean. "We thought it was a dead body, but it was your sleeping child," said Ralph. He was really ashamed. "We also thought there was poison in that pot, but it was just your dinner," said Lillian. She felt terrible too. "We thought you were a bad man because you looked very angry." "We thought you were a bad man because you looked very angry. You were just sorry for your son," said Kirk. "Prejudice is poisonous. Don't judge people by their look. They may have different problems or stories. Give them a chance to explain themselves." "I'm happy we are friends now," said Derek. He was right. The children learned their lesson. They became very close friends with Derek. They played games at home in the daytime. They went out at night. Sunlight was bad for Derek, but moonlight made him happy. He was white and innocent. The house was not haunted or deserted anymore. The children gave it a new name, the Joyous House.